We're going to be taking a look at Pages, and it functions very similar. We are going to be taking a look at Pages, and it functions essentially the same as what posts do, and so if you've already seen that video, then this will be a lot of repeat. We're going to take a look at all the pages right now. These are all the pages on the website with the exception of the home page, which is controlled through appearance widgets rather than through one of these page sections here. And as we go down here, you can see these are all the things that you have on your website. We're going to take a look at the Golf Skills Challenge page just to have a quick glimpse of what one page looks like. Now you have this gray box here. Typically you're not going to see something like this within your pages. This comes from embedding a video. If we come over here, we can see we have the embed code that comes from youtube.com, and we can even go over there right now and I can show you a quick example of how to grab one of those embed codes. We'll go onto this random Canon video and right click and click copy embed code, and now we come back over here and you can see all you need to do is be on this text side, not the visual. You need to be over here on the text, and then you can just paste that in there, and it's pasted. And right now we have it set to 854 by 480 by default. What we want to do is change that width to 100%. That makes it so that it will look good on any size of device. And then the height can be whatever height you want. We have it set to 350 over here on the current video, but you can do whatever size makes you happy. You can experiment with that and that would be just fine, but the width should really always be 100%. That's going to be a good way to go. So we come back over here, we can see that the other things we have going on here are bolded text, and we have links that are set up. We have some text that is a header. We have all these different ways we can format it, and some links that we can add to it. And these are simple things to do. If we want this to all be bold here, then we can make it all bold. If we want it to be that none of this is bold, then we can make it so that none of this is bold. And it's simple enough to change, just like it would be in any other word processing type program. Now the changes we're making at this moment are not live. We can preview them at any time and see if it's what we want. Maybe we don't want that. Maybe we want it to be that we don't have the lack of boldness there. We need some variety, and so we probably won't stick with what we're doing here right now. See down here we have some headers, and that's set at heading 2, and this down here is heading 3, as you can see up here. We could take these if we wanted to. Maybe we would want to make them into some bulleted lists at some point. And we can see how that looks. Preview it. Remember, this is not live. This is just for us to see right now. It might look a little better, more like what we're wanting. It's up to us. However we want it to look is fine. It's our decision. Now down here we have this gravity form shortcode. A shortcode is going to always come inside these little brackets like this. And for the most part though, you're not going to need to learn how to actually write these in there or memorize the order or anything of that nature. All you have to do to insert a form is click Add Form, select the form you want. We're not going to use the title or the description, but we are going to enable Ajax. That's typically a good thing to do. Come back down here and we see we have the same thing as what we had right there. And we have it in there twice now because we've inserted the same form again. And now we will take a look at this one more time, see if this is what we want. Okay, so let's say this is exactly what we want it to be. Then we can click Update and it will go live. Now with these pages, if we decide we don't want them to be live anymore, we can always go back over here and click Draft and OK and then Update, and then that would make it so it's a draft, and so that page would not show up at all online anymore. With our visibility, we can make it public or password protected, or we can make it private where only people who are signed in to SWS Golf could be able to access it. And we can go back to other revisions of the page and see what we've done in the past. And we see that there are some changes here between these. You've got to look through the code, unfortunately, to look back at the old revisions. But we can see, oh, we used to have Facebook not capitalized. Maybe we want to go back that way. And so then what we can do is we can go back to the older version and we can click Restore. And we can go wherever we want, click Restore, and then it would make it live the way that it used to be. That's not something we want to do right now. Come back over here and we see this is the way it started off as. We didn't save any of those changes, and so everything is as it has been. We have a parent section over here, and we could make it so that one of these other pages is a parent to this page. All that it means is an organizational change for your website, so you can keep track of what belongs where. But it could be that could be incorporated at some point within the website. But right now, all it means is just an easier way to keep track of your pages for your benefit. We have other templates besides our default template. The archive template is going to be used to load up pages from the load up posts from the past. It's not something we have set up to work in any meaningful way on the website right now. We have a blog that's going to just erase all the content that exists right here and instead make it so that then a blog will show up on that page. And then we have a landing page, and that means that it will be without any let's see if we can preview this. I don't think we can without saving it. We'd have to save it to preview it in a way that we could actually see in this case. For everything else, you can just make the changes and see them as they happen. For the templates, you can't. But it would just mean that we don't have a menu on there anymore. It would take away the typical header type aspects of the website, and it would make it a plain, simple page so that you could have it be that was the end destination rather than being a part of your website. You don't need to worry about order. SEO settings over here you can mess with in whatever way you want. And then we have some layout options for how we want to arrange our sidebars. We only have one sidebar set up, so you could still though switch it over from the left to the right, or make it so there's no sidebar at all on this particular page. And we have a few other options down here, but they're not terribly meaningful for you. If you ever want to add a new page, you simply click Add New, and where it says Enter the Title, you enter the title. And within these pages, you can add whatever you would like to add, any text, any media that you might want. You just go into Media, and you can insert this. You can go for full size, you can go for a smaller size than that. You can make it left aligned, you can make it right aligned, you can have it in the center. Once you have it on the page, you can still change it to any size that you want. And then we get that on there just as we want it to be. We can have a caption added to it, and this caption, when we do it from within the post or within the page here, then it will only apply to that one place. We can preview this, see how it looks, and it doesn't look particularly good, but you can see what it's going to be like if you were to ever do this for real. You can add a slideshow from Soliloquy, insert that within there, preview it, see if that's how you want it to be. And there it is. That's our slideshow. Not anything special right now, but you can set up a slideshow that works better for you at some point if you would like to. You can also insert a revolution slider like we have on the home page. It's a little bit more difficult to get it all set up just right, but it's an option that you have. And for some reason it's not wanting to insert for me right at this moment. But typically it will work just fine. I'm not particularly sure why it's not going right now. But typically you could insert that. Dang it. If you decide that you don't want a page at all, then you can always click on Move to Trash, and then it will be gone. Now anything that you delete on the post or the pages will go over to a trash section, and so for right now you could still restore it if you ever wanted to. But if we decide we're done with this forever, and in this case we are, then we can select Delete Permanently, apply that change, and now they are gone forever. And they really are, they're pretty gone.